Did you know that there was a god of it? Did you know that it inspired deep conversations and meditations? Did you know that it was also a sign of rebellion? It was also known as the mark of death. This and more in this video. Hello everyone, Artfluencer here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And well, today we have another interesting topic. Today we are going to talk about the language known as Innu is part of the Cree language group, and the people worshipped a range of hunting and animal gods while paying homage to animal spirits. Machishkapeu was the most powerful spirit in the Innu world. In 1987, researcher Peter Armitage wrote Religious Ideology Among the Innu of Eastern Quebec and Labrador, in which he studied the Innu god Machishkapeu and commented on his unusual omnipresence. He's everywhere, he says, both inside the tent and outside. He's always with you, no matter where you may travel. Although Machishkapeu existed everywhere, he was best known to the Innu as the...
Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there.
Fart god. The spirit of the anus conversed with the Innu people with great frequency. Machishkapeu was a humorous god, and his popping up was an important source of laughter to the Innu while facing the life-threatening hunt. But he was also thought of as one of the most powerful spirits, and very talkative too. Legends and myths state that you have to concentrate very hard in order to understand what is being said. Every single fart, no matter how glorious or humble, was believed to be Machishkapeu's giving an important message. Yeah, I'll listen to it more in the future. A sudden, unannounced rumble required immediate translation, and a surprise fart delivered at an inappropriate time, interrupting the tranquility of camp life, called for a special interpreter who questioned all the witnesses and let everyone know what the fart was saying. Smell was a member of one of those important canonical sets that medievals loved to think with. It is the meditating sense, not haptic like touch and taste, but also not capable of leaping great distance or physical barriers like its higher brethren, sight and sound. Marginalia is any content existing within the margins of a book. It was planned out as a part of the page design. Some of it is abstract decoration, but a lot of it is composed of people, animals and monsters, often behaving quite oddly, often rudely. Keep in mind that most documents in the Middle Ages were religious in nature. Bibles, gospel books, books of liturgy and so on. And they were adorned with all manner of rather un-Christian behavior. Much of the purpose of these images may have to do with literally magnetizing these examples of inappropriate and unnatural behavior, while the text is likely concerned with moral, spiritual, or legal order in the world. It is surrounded by chaotic forces that threaten the rightful order and that attempts to keep the chaos at bay. Farting in the Middle Ages was a more complicated act than it is today. Much of the humor in farts had to do with anxiety over uncontrollable bodies and the hilarious reminder that even everyone, including the loftiest in feudal society, couldn't escape their bodies. There was a more sober philosophical side to medieval farts, one of that it's not so evident today. Gas is the product of decomposition, so morally and theologically, a lot of writers in the Middle Ages saw fart as the mark of death. The Banakun is mythical bull-like beast with the mane of a horse and horns that spiral inward on top of its head. The Banakun's curved horns are not effective for defending itself against hunters. Instead, it shoots a stream of potent dung that can burn anything in its path. The bonaccoon emits a fart 3 acres long to discourage its pursuers. Images in some bestiaries show hunters with their head turned away from the bonaccoon and even covering their nose in disgust to block out the horrible smell of the animal's gas. Bestiary, a type of European manuscript filled with images of animals, mythical and real, common and exotic. Its representation is purely comical. In manuscripts, the attacking hunters are depicted either with full armor or just spears and shields to defend themselves from the robust excrement. What makes this medieval story of the bonaccoon comical is the visual representation of the hunt in bestiary manuscripts. The hunter's facial expressions are often quite amusing, with eyes big and fearful. It appears that beastly toilet humor has provided comic relief for centuries, from Christian manuscripts to pop culture movies. Even people in the Middle Ages weren't immune to the charms of a poop joke. Farts were a bit of a thing in the Edo period in Japan. A series of illustrated scrolls from the time made by artists unknown is titled as He-gassen, or Fart Battle. Yeah, you heard it correctly. Fart Battle. It's precisely, hilariously what it sounds like it is. The scroll, which was created during the Edo period, probably around 1846 in Japan, consists of roughly 15 different scenes depicting people directing their fart at other people or objects. The art was created during the era of the Tokugawa shogunate, when many people were suspicious of foreigners. So having someone fart in your general direction was the least of your worries. There are people farting at each other. There are people farting through objects. There are people combating farts with farts. There are bags of farts being released. There are cats get blown away by farts. And the scroll culminates with a divine gust of flatulence knocking over a ceremony and causing complete and utter chaos. So why did artists create this scroll? Some have argued that it is a form of social commentary depicting the anti-foreigner sentiment as Japan was beginning to emerge from isolation. Others feel we tried to read too much into the art and that it was just created simply because farts are funny. The art is not on a general display. You never know what is coming up next. And that's it guys for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something too. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, share with the world. And for those of you sticking up till the end of the video, here comes the bonus. The oldest joke in the world, according to the University of Wolverhampton, is a fart joke that would actually crack the Sumerians up in 1900s BC. Here it goes. Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap.